solving mean, median, and mode group data. So this is part 2. Ready, ma'am? So I hope that you're gonna get the way I explained it. So let us begin. So our given right here is, in the given data below, find the mean, median, and mode, and that is of course through group data. So this is our group data, and that is our given. So we have interval and frequency. So we have 5 sets of interval and 5 frequency that are given right here. So what are we going to do with that given? So this is how we do it. So of course, with a given interval at frequency, first we will be looking for the class mark. So how do we solve for class mark? So like for example, this xm means that is class mark. So I just made some variables to make it more understandable. So class mark. So how did we get 59.5 as our class mark in our first interval of frequency? So we get 59.5 because as what we have here in our first class, which is interval of our first class, 55 and 64. So to make it simple, we just add 55 plus 64. What is 55 plus 64? That is, divide by 2. 2, because there are 2 of them, 55 and 64. And that will give you a result of 59.5. The next one is, you also do the same way, which is 45 plus 54 divided by 2, and of course that will give you 49.5. So meaning we do have a pattern in our class mark. So with this given 2 answers right here, so of course we can say that there's a 10-digit difference. So we can suddenly say that the next number that we will be getting is 39.5, 29.5, and 19.5. So that is how you get it in a more simpler way. So next, we are going to solve for the frequency times the class mark. So this is very important because we need it in our next solution for this problem. So how do we solve it? We just multiply frequency first 3 times the given first class mark, which is 59.5. So 3 times 59.5, that will give you 178.5. And you do the same way in our next set of interval and frequency. So we just multiply frequency times the class mark, which is f times the xm. So it will give you this number. So if you notice, we do have 26 right here and 1067. So how did we get these numbers? How? So this 26 right here is to just simply sum all these numbers. We just add it up. That will give us a result of 26. And also in this part, the frequency and the class mark, we just sum it all up, and that will give us 1067. So now we do have these all kinds of data. So what we are going to do with that is, first we are going to solve for the mean. So how do we solve for the mean? So same as what we did earlier in our ungroup data. So right now we are about to solve for a group data, and we will be solving for the mean value. So how do we solve for mean? So the equation for our mean is equals to the summation notation, or the sum of our frequency and our class mark over the total number, which is 26 of our total number of frequency. So with that formula, we will substitute our given data right here that is written. So what is the sum of our frequency times the class mark? So that is 1067. So we will eventually put it right here in our given formula. So that is mean is equals to 1067 over 26, which is the total number of our frequency. And you can see it right here, 26. So if you will, yeah, put it in our calculator, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would give us mean is equals to 41.4. So that is how you solve for mean. Next part. Let us solve for the median. Median, of course, from the word itself, what is the median? The middle part. Yeah, median. So median. So this is the formula or equation on how to solve the median. So median, LBMC. Sad to say this. This should be C. So LBMC. This is lower boundary of lower boundary plus the summation of our frequency over 2 minus our cumulative frequency over our frequency of our class mark. So times the interval. So this is the interval that we have. So with that formula, we will be substituting. So first, we will be looking for this set of terms right here. So first we have LBC, which is our lower boundary. So how do we solve for this? So this is how we solve for this. So the lower boundary is equals to 45 plus 44. So where did that 45 and 44 came from? So we just So since in this given data, we can say that our median right here it should be right here. So from this given equation, so we can say that our lower boundary is in between 45 and 44. So we just add it up, 45 plus 44, divide by 2, and that would give us a result of 44.5. So that is our lower boundary. So next, we will be solving for our total sum of our frequency over 2. So how do we solve for that? So since it says here that summation or the total sum of our frequency. So the total sum of our frequency here, if we add it all up, these all numbers right here, it would give us 26. So that's why we would substitute it in our formula. That is 26 over 2. And that would give us a result of 13. So next part is we are going to solve for the cumulative frequency, which is this part right here. So cumulative frequency. So where did we get the 2 plus 6 plus 7? So cumulative frequency, so as we can see in our given data right here, so we do have 5 sets of intervals or 5 sets of given data. So of course, that would end up right here, the middle part, which is 7. So we can just, in looking for cumulative frequency, so we can just add it up from lowest to the median of our given data. So that would give us 2 plus 6 plus 7, and that is equals, of course, to 15. So we have our cumulative frequency already, and for our FMC. So what is FMC? 1/8. So FMC means that is the greatest digit in our given frequency. So if you will look at these sets of numbers, of course, there is no greater than 8 right there. So that is why our FMC right there is 8, because this number is the greatest digit number in our given frequency. And the last thing to look for is our interval. So how can we say that our interval is 10? Okay. If you will count it down, so why 10? 15. So let us start with this set of class. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that what makes it 10. So our given interval is 10. So there's 10 value of every class in our given interval. So that's why our I right there is 10. So now we just found given data right here with the sets of numbers, and so we will be substituting it in our given formula. So of course, our lower boundary, which is 45.5. We will gonna substitute it right here. Our our sum of the frequency over 2, which is 13. So we're gonna put it minus the cumulative frequency, which is 15 over our total, the greatest frequency in our given data, which is 8 times our interval, which is 10. So if you're gonna put it right away in your calculator, so that would give you 42, 42. Yeah, median is 42. So that's how we get our median. And for the last part, let us solve for mode. So mode. So how are we going to solve for the mode? So what we have here is mode is equals to, of course, lower boundary. It should be C naught also, remember that. LBC, lower boundary, plus our D1 over D1 plus D2 times our given interval. So, of course, to solve for this, we will be looking for this given sets of equations. So, how do we solve for our lower boundary? So, of course, as what I've said earlier, so it would be from right here, right at this portion, we'll be adding this as if middle part of the given class interval. So that is 44 and 45. So we'll just add it up. 44 or 45 plus 44 over 2. And that will give us 44.5. Same with our median, however. And D2. What do you mean by D2? So how did we get 5 as our D1? D1 by the way. So we get 5, we get this 8 minus 3 from here, 8 minus 3, because if you will look for the definition of DI, it would say, that D1 is the sum of the greatest number minus the upper digit or number in that, with that, how do you call it? Greatest number that we have, of course, 8, right? So you're gonna subtract it to the upper case number that we have right there. So that would be 3. So that is why 8 minus 3, and that would give us the answer of 5. So that is how we get our D1. And D2, how do we get D2? So if we subtract from the greatest digit that we have in our frequency, the uppercase digit, so we will be doing the opposite way in our D2, which is subtract the lowercase digit in our frequency in our greatest digit number, which is 8. And that will give us 8, yung nasa baba na, which is 7, and that will give us 1. So right there, of course, we already have these 3 sets of terms right there. So the last thing to solve is our interval. So again, our interval from this given data is, of course, 10. So we were gonna substitute it to our given equation. So that would give us mode is equals to 45.5 times 5 over 5 plus 1, because we have it right there. So we just substitute it in our formula, and times 10. So if we're gonna put it in our calculator again, that would give us 52.83, and that would be our mode. Okay na? So that ends our discussion. That ends my discussion. I hope that you have learned something from it. That is a very simple discussion, but I hope it is productive. And let me tell you this before I end. May you have a great day always. Don't think about what we have right now, this pandemic, this crisis, because I do believe that it will end up soon. And always stay safe now. Naging forget that, stay safe man. Keep safe. And let your dreams take flight. Thank you and goodbye everything.